Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the analysis, just like to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Okay, so let's get down to business here. So we are still looking for the potential of having this C wave to the upside here. The structure within this though is actually very choppy, so we've got a few ways we can look at this move. And we're going to go over those now. So within this, what we're looking for is this as an ABC to the upside, and this is effectively looking to form a wave 2 of a bigger 5-wave move to the downside. And effectively with this, what we would be looking for is this 1-to-1 area, which is shown by this yellow line here at this 17141, but also the possibility. So this is the 1-to-1, which is a common area we could look to move to. We've already met a minimum requirement by breaking this 0.618. So if we do actually start to break down, it is possible. But we would expect to come and break this A wave high for a neater move. And this 1-to-1 is an area that we would look to target out. This 1-to-1 all the way potentially up to this 1.618 as a typical C wave location. So this is quite a big range. There isn't really anything indicating for the time being that we would be looking to test higher up in this zone, though we would have to just monitor how these waves react and see where we're going from there. So this 1-to-1 is still a sort of target that I'm looking to sort of see if we can get up to. So if we turn this back off and we turn on this is what we were looking for potentially. Here is the fact that we could look at this move as a 1, 2, 3. The problem with it is it hasn't met this typical third wave, which would be the 17,034. However, it is still possible. So there are some other ways of looking at this, which we're going to go over in a second as well. So we'll have to just monitor it and see how it works out, because within this, effectively what we wouldn't want to do as a normal impulsive structure would be to cross this 16,677. We don't want to cross back below that, and we'd actually want to start to progress to the upside here. If I throw this fib on from this zone here, what we can see is if I go up into this high point, basically we've come down to this 0.382 already, and it's possible that we could look to potentially move away from this point. The maximum we'd really want to come down would be this 16,728. This, however, does line up quite nicely with this previous channel line. Well, with this channel line, I've only got two touch points, so it's not confirmed yet, but it is possible that we could see a move down to this and actually look to confirm this support zone as a diagonal support. So that is one of the things that we are looking for. So within this move, if we talk about this move there's a couple of ways we could look at this, and effectively we can look at this potentially as an A wave into this point here. This is a B, and then looking for that C wave to the downside. I'm just going to change the degree on this. So within this, what we'd be looking for is the potential to actually come down a little bit lower. And so basically within this, the 1-to-1 would actually would take us past that wave 1 high. And then we would actually have to look at this as an invalidated 5th wave, unless it was going to become a diagonal shape. If this is to become a diagonal, then we would effectively look for this continuation to the upside on a 5th wave. When it comes to these 4th waves, especially when the moves are choppy like this, you need to just be careful, because sometimes we might have something else going on here. And we're going to go over some of those other options in a second. But basically, I wouldn't want to see us cross this 16,667 as a regular impulse here. And what we would want to see is that we would have this C wave potentially from this high point here. So the way that we would have to look at this, we'd have to be careful here, because if we do actually move down, let me remove this. Actually, I'm going to just mark this 1-to-1 here quickly. Let's change that to yellow. There you go. So within this move here, what we'd be looking at is the potential that we could have this as a C wave to the downside. So this could play out as a 5-wave move. So we could look at this potentially as a, let's have a look. Be from here, I think. 1, 2, potentially a 3, 4, and a 5. Though it doesn't give us a lot of space to come up for this wave 4 if this is the case, because what we'd be looking for here is a retracement to this 382 zone, or the 0.5, so it's this 16804 to the 16817 zone as a typical fourth if it is to play out, and then looking for that move to the downside again for the fifth wave. If that does play out, the potential target area we could look to find is, if I just go into this high point here, this 16,753 to the 16,737. So that could be one thing that might happen here. Is we could look to this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This B ends here, and actually we've got this as a completed C wave move. It would meet the minimum requirement, so we could look at that as a completed move should it play out. However, there is also the potential that we could see some other structures developing in here, potentially a triangle where this is an A. No, we can't be a triangle into there because not unless it was expanding, where this is an A, B, C. Oh, we haven't actually come down past that. So A, B, C. It is possible. Yeah, we could still see a triangle develop in here, though if we lose this low point here of 16,753 and this, or move above this high point here at 16,875, then effectively would invalidate it. But for as long as we're within this region, we can actually argue that we could see something like this play out. And I'm going to just draw these trend lines on here quickly. So that would be where we could actually see this as an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, looking for this D wave and E wave, and then look to break to the upside. So if we just continue on in this range and we just become range bound within this, then it would be more likely that actually what we have here is a triangle. So what we'd want to see is that ABC to the upside, and then another ABC to the downside like this. So that's something that we'd be looking for if we're going to be looking for a triangle within this. But like I said, dropping below the 16,753 or moving above the 16,875 would invalidate this. If we do start to break down here, actually, let's have a look at this quickly. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to remove this. Okay, so one of the other things that we need to talk about here is there is potential that we could actually look at this as having some extension within here. Because of the overlap here, it's not great. But we could argue that we have this as a wave 1 here. I actually need to adjust that. And we could still be setting up for a bigger diagonal within this shape, where this is a wave 1 with an ABC for 1. This is an X wave. And this would be the first part of 3, where this becomes an A wave. We look to form a B wave, and we get that C wave to the upside again. The thing with this is, if this were to play out, effectively we couldn't cross above this 17,078 range. If we did, then it would invalidate this as a potential diagonal here. We could also, there's a lot of possibilities right now. We could look at this as a 1, 2, and then we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as a diagonal. So it'd be a 1, 2, 1, 2 situation forming. So we need to just give it a bit of time and see how these react. For the most part, I'm going to be tracking the simplest version of this and see how we react from there. If we do actually move down a bit lower, maybe take out this wave 1 area, but stay above this zone here. So this would also be invalidated by moving past this 16,605. So it is possible we could look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as a bigger diagonal shape here. And if we do cross back below this wave here, which we're looking at as a wave 1, then it is possible that we could still see this push to the upside here in a C wave. And what this would be looking at potentially is, let's just go up onto this high. So we can see we've already actually come down to this 0.618, but we could come down deeper, maybe towards this 854, the 786 zone, if it does continue to break down here. And if that is the case, then what we could have is this ABC pattern here as a diagonal, where this is wave 1, and we would be within this wave 3. Though we need to just bear in mind, like I said, if we drop below the 16605, that invalidates this completely. So we could see that move down here, and then if we do move down to that 1-to-1 zone that we were looking at there, indicated by this yellow line, there is a possibility to move up here to this 17,055 as a 1-to-1 move of this A wave. So we'll have to give it a bit of time. I do think that we've got some potential to move up here one more time. We haven't invalidated the normal 5-wave move that we were looking at, so that's my preferred count for now, and we'll have to see how this plays out. If we break down below this zone of the 16,777, then effectively we would have to reevaluate this count. And alternatively, if this does start to just break down, because we were talking about yesterday, we don't have this confirmation of this 4th wave yet, because we haven't actually started to move away in a 5th wave. So we can also look at this just differently as a corrective move within this, where we could look at this just as a B, and a C, and then this could actually just be a W and X, and we look for that as a Y wave. And this would play out much the same as us looking for that potential of that diagonal. What we'd be looking for here is this is an A wave, looking for this B wave, and then that C wave to the upside. So if that were to play out, effectively the target area could potentially be the 17,080 zone. So we need to just give it a bit of time here. It's very overlapping, so it's either corrective or it's a diagonal, because there's too much overlap within these moves. It's possible, like I said, that we could have that. It's a little bit skewed though, that 5-wave move, and then we look to push up again, but we just need to give it a bit more time. We'll see what happens, and as we get more information on it and it becomes clearer, we'll do an update video. Okay, so I hope you found that video useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section down below. Really appreciate all the support, guys. We've gone over 250 subs now, so really appreciate it. Thank you all you guys for supporting us. Really means the world to us. Really helps motivate us to to do more videos and keep the content coming. Okay, so we'll see each other in the next video. Take care out there, everybody.